Hello, I'm Finola Burke from RaaS Research Group, and joining me today is Gabrielle Carroll, CEO of CleanSpace Holdings, ASX ticker CSX, which is a designer and manufacturer of powered air purifying respirators, or PAPRs. CleanSpace Holdings has just launched a new patented PAPR named AGILE, which is a loose fitting model and one that we think is a potential game changer for the company. Welcome, Gabrielle, and thank you for joining me.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Well, first, it would be great to hear from you how the new Agile works. What were the key drivers behind its development, and have there been any major hurdles in bringing it to market?
Sure. So as you said in your introduction, the CleanSpace Agile PAPR unit is certified as a loose-fitting PAPR. And as such, it doesn't require fit testing and it's suitable for all wearers, including those with facial hair. It's a particulate-only respirator and it will be suitable for a variety of industries, including mining and construction, anywhere where workers are subject to high levels of dust exposure. But otherwise, actually, the Agile respirator is very similar in design to the rest of our range, and that was really a priority for our developers. It is a breath responsive device with our own patented air sensor technology. It is very lightweight. The power unit itself is less than 500 grams. It's easy to put on and off, and it's very comfortable and ergonomic in its design as well. Other features of the design, which is similar to the rest of our range, is that it reduces the heat stress relative to bulkier competitive products. And because it doesn't have any belts or hoses, it's mounted around the head as with the rest of our range. It doesn't create any risk of snagging while the user is working. It's not going to get in the way of other PPE or tools that they might be needing to have on them. And it's really perfect for any wearer or user that's working at height or in confined spaces. So what we have found over the years, in terms of the trends in respiratory safety, is that there's a real positive trend towards adoption of PAPR as a means of providing the highest level of respiratory protection. And so we've been seeing organizations across different sectors really adopt PAPR in greater numbers. And safety standards and exposure rates are evolving, and that's driving some of that adoption trend. So for us at CleanSpace, it's really been obviously an ongoing strategic priority for us to continue to develop our products so that they will continue to meet the needs for the market as it is evolving. So until this most recent launch with Agile, our portfolio by design has been regulated as a tight-fitting respirator. So moving into the loose-fitting category now with the launch of Agile in Europe, it means that we really have another compelling product to offer to our customers, whether they're looking for another option in terms of general fit or comfort, whether they want to move away from fit testing, or if they have a lot of their workers that have facial hair and they don't want to manage a clean shaven policy. So to that effect, we really wanted to evolve our portfolio and meet those emerging needs in the market. And the development of Agile has been almost 2 years in the making. We were really committed to maintaining our unique design, the design that makes CleanSpace so different to our competitors in the market. And, this is the first time that a loose-fitting respirator with air sensor technology has been certified. And it's an innovation that I believe only our R&D team could have achieved. So we're really pleased with this development.
So now you are armed with a loose fitting option, Gabrielle. What percentage of the market do you think this opens up to Agile?
Well, I mean, that depends obviously on different worker demographics, different conditions, different industries. But what we know is the CleanSpace Agile will be a natural choice in any industry where workers are subject to high dust exposure in their workplace or in their work environment. As I mentioned, construction, mining, but many others as well, grain, food industry, welders, etc. So with this product, users can, as I mentioned, benefit from using the lightest, most ergonomic PAPR design without having to fit test, without having to maintain a clean shaven policy. And with this addition in our range, I think we've made it much easier for organizations across many sectors to choose within the CleanSpace portfolio the solution that's right for their conditions. And that will certainly unlock much more opportunity for us in a very large and growing market where we have certainly seen a trend away from wanting to fit test and also away from wanting to maintain clean-shaven policies. So I think this will be a really nice choice for a variety of industries. And we've had customers certainly waiting for us to develop in this space because they want to stay with CleanSpace so that they can also benefit from the design benefits as well of the product.
And what do you see as the key advantage over your competition? I mean, how does Agile differ to your competitors' offerings?
Yeah, so our product, of course, is the most lightweight design PAPR in the market. And one of its key features is the air sensor technology. And that's a proprietary technology of CleanSpace. It's what makes our device breath responsive. And as a result, of course, there's some comfort benefits that are inferred by being breath responsive. So essentially, the flow of air is calibrated to the user's breath instead of blowing a steady stream of air constantly in a face piece. So there are some comfort elements there, but it's also what ultimately has made it possible for our CleanSpace engineers to miniaturize the unit. And therefore that brings a whole range of benefits to the user: lightweight, ergonomic in design, compatible with other PPEs, that they might need to be wearing at the same time. There's no belt or hose in our unit. So it's much more, so compact and discreet. But that also means that for workers, that are already in very complex work environments, there's no risk of snagging. They don't have to contend with something around their waist, a hose that's coming up on their backs. They're not going to get caught up with anything else. They can work at height. They can work in confined spaces. There are a lot of benefits from the original design of CleanSpace and how it's evolved over time, and certainly how we've been able to bring it through in the CleanSpace Agile device in a loose-fitting design as well.
And Gabrielle, can you take us through the go-to-market strategy and any early feedback that you've had from
Yeah.
customers?
Yes, very early days. We're 24 hours in, but nonetheless, we've already secured some orders in the UK, so we're really excited with that.
Great.
And our go-to-market strategy is the same that we employ, with the rest of our portfolio. So clearly, with a new product launch, we're working very closely with our distribution partners in the European markets at the moment, where the product is certified, to make sure that they're aware of the product. They have our training materials, our education materials, and also obviously all the information they need added to their systems. There will be training materials and training sessions for our distribution partners who are key to our go-to-market strategy. And very critical as well is, the interactions and the work that we'll be doing, our sales teams will be doing with end users. So at all of our end user market, we'll be working with, whether it's the construction company or the welder or the mining company, to present them the new product, to train them, to support their trials within their work environments. And so that go-to-market strategy remains, and we're really excited to kick that off for Agile in Europe in the short run. Immediately after we received our certification, we were able to activate our communication strategy, which included some postings on LinkedIn and YouTube, some videos really showcasing the product in use. Which has been good, and our teams now are equipped with a full marketing package, collateral images, training materials that they can then use in the field, whether it's with a distribution partner or else with an end user. Of course, we've prepared for this launch, so we have the materials to assemble the product, and we are ready to fulfill orders.
And when shall we see it in Australia?
Oh, very soon. We are quietly optimistic that our certification process for the Australian market is moving very well, and we should be expecting a certification for Australia and New Zealand very shortly as well. So over the next few weeks, perhaps.
Great. Well, thank you, Gabrielle, for taking the time to speak with me today. I'm looking forward to catching up with you on the progress of Agile and CleanSpace Holdings over the coming months.
It's been my pleasure. Thank you, Finola.